Say hello.
Good morning, guys. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our live stream, Behind the Mission. It's a different little live stream, Behind the Mission. It's a different little live stream, Behind the Mission. Something is open somewhere.
YouTube.
Behind the Mission. And there's feedback. Something is open somewhere. YouTube. Behind the Mission. And there's feedback. Something is open somewhere. YouTube. Behind the Mission. And there's feedback. Shaun, is that you with the feedback or me?
No, I got no feedback, but I'm going to put something else on.
Shaun, is that you with the feedback or me?
Wow, that's big. And I was like, this is Donovan. I'm here with Helping Hands for Cruising. Last day of our inaugural cruise, we got to take a wonderful person for their very first cruise who's never been able to see the ocean or anything. And I got to tell you, we've had so much fun. I got to go on land with him at the different ports, and he just had so much fun. And I think he enhanced my version of what cruising is like also. I'd like to say, I think my favorite thing so far on this cruise was having him see the ocean for the first time. And he goes, wow, that's big. And I was like, let me tell you about the colors of the water and what that means. And then I tried to talk to him about, imagine all the animal life and the whales, dolphins and the sharks and turtles all underneath this boat right now. The whole world is underneath us. And to see him just start to think and see a different way of thinking about things, man, it was so great. Later I heard him repeating some of the things I told him, and man, it just touched my heart so much. So Helping Hands for Cruising, that's what the number 4, helpinghandsforcruising.org. That's a place you can go, you can donate, and you can bring that dream to somebody else. It's so important to give somebody who's been in one place for most of their life and never seen the world, and put them on a place that can inspire them to do so much more that they thought they weren't able to do. So you help me make a dream a reality. And I'll see you on the next one.
Well, hello, sir. How are you doing today? You guys, we are so thrilled to have you join us. And we are going to take a look closer at the heart and soul of Helping Hands for Cruising. For those of you who may be new to the organization, this organization is dedicated to transforming lives by giving individuals with disabilities, financial hardship, life challenges, the opportunity to experience the joy of cruising. Today, we are going to dive deeper into the story, the vision behind it all. And with our very special guest, as you can see, our incredible founder and president, Shaun Ornelas. During our live Q&A, we will hear firsthand about the passion, the purpose that inspired Helping Hands for Cruising, the challenges we have overcome, and the exciting plans ahead. We encourage you to participate by dropping the questions in the chat, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can. So thank you for being with us, and let's get started. All righty, Shaun.
How you doing, young lady?
Good. How are you?
You know what? I'm okay. Interesting. I'm okay. Have we got a chat like you wouldn't believe?
Good, good, good. Give me just 2 seconds and let me get it pulled up so we could say good morning to a few of our amazing friends on the other side of the screens here and we can get going as soon as I figure out where it's all at.
You press that button, followed by that button, and then that button, and you scroll this button.
Cor- correct. So here, I got to get into it. I know I can get into it this way, and I can see it already on my side of the screen because, I have an extra device in my hand today.
Aha. Bloody
Things
hell.
are being a little crazy. So first of all, for coming in today, I'd like to say good morning to Joe. How are you doing this morning, sir? Very nice
G'day,
to see you.
mate.
And
Freaking
the
hell, it's
second
hot.
one is cruising is fun anytime. What is up, guys? Thanks for
G'day,
joining us
g'day.
on our lovely behind the missions thing. And things are going to be a little different. As you can see, I'm on one side of the screen and I'm going to be interviewing this man right over here. So, hello, how are you? Good morning, Miss Ilana. I hope, or good evening, Miss Ilana. It is your nighttime there.
It is.
And um, is it Controversial Cruisers? Good morning to
Scott?
you.
Hang on, I got to do this right. Scott! Yep, it's Scott.
Good. Well, good morning, guys. And like I said, if you guys are dialing in from all different areas of the platforms, from my YouTube side to Shaun's YouTube side, or joining us right here on the Helping Hands for Cruising side, welcome in and thank you guys very much for joining in. We greatly appreciate all the support we're going to get here.
G'day,
Shaun,
Nina.
I asked for you to join me today.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I want to get a little more in depth with you from the behind the scenes mission. Of, I want the community to get to know all of us as board members and our passion and everything that we have. So, if it's freely to talk about this, which I know it is because we've talked, I am going to be coming up with a new segment on here, and we're going to talk about behind the mission with each individual person. So that way the community gets to know us a little more. And
Absolutely.
what more way to start this with our own founder and the president of Helping Hands for Cruising?
Now, can you do me a favor, Crystal? Stop calling me names because my head's getting bigger.
Okay, I can try just a little bit. So, Shaun, with that being said, what inspired you to create HH4C?
So initially it was getting a bit of time with a mate of ours by the name of Kenny. The fact that he he had not had the opportunity to enjoy all the things that we'd enjoyed. I know you've been a cruiser, we were cruising, and I just wanted to give him the experience of coming to join us. So I asked him whether or not he'd been on a cruise. The guy had never seen the beach, he'd never seen the ocean, he'd never stepped more or less out of Kingsport, Tennessee. So it was an opportunity for us to open up his eyes. Today, well, the fact that I opened up his eyes left us with so much extra cash that I thought, well, why not do this for others? And so Helping Hands for Cruising was born.
Awesome. Um, about how long has this organization been going on?
So 2022 was our very first inaugural cruise on the Carnival Horizon. You could probably say we were running maybe about a month or sorry, about a year before that to get everything organised. So
Okay.
about 2020 is when we really got started.
Um, tell me a
G'day,
little bit.
Amy.
Tell us a little bit about the organization and what all you do as the president.
Well, I'm the big stick pointer. No, so So the intention was actually to get the Australian version up first and then bring on the US, and things just traveled a little bit slowly. So my job right now is trying to get the Australian side of things up. I know that the American side of Helping Hands for Cruising is traveling along nicely. It's in good hands, but also it's important for me to get more support. So we are looking for more recipients to put on a cruise. We are looking for more cruises to get more creators to put on a cruise for recipients, and
Okay.
as well as that, getting the money to pay for it. So sponsorships and promoting it out to the general population. So that's what I'm all about. Is my focus is just keeping the cogs turning.
Okay. Okay. And where could one request, or let me not say request, where can one um,
Nominate.
nominate or request to host a cruise at? Where can we find those things to do, and how can people get that information to us?
Okay, so there's a couple of ways. One is jumping on our website, helpinghandsforcruising.org. Um, it's currently under a great deal of update at the moment, but it's still accessible. Come on in, have a look at the website. You'll see a section there that says host a cruise if you are a cruiser wanting to host one, and fill out some. Just look at the instructions, fill out some information, and a 2 to 5 minute video saying why you want to host it, and it'll go before the board, and the board will have a discussion about it. Alternatively, if you know of somebody you would like to be a recipient, for starters, they can't be a family member. So if you know of somebody who you think would be deserving of a cruise, now who's deserving? Anybody who's had the University of Hard Knocks. In other words, they haven't had a chance to have a decent vacation of a lifetime. Anybody who is, say, a veteran or disabled, or the carer of somebody disabled. Anybody who's really had a hard knock, they can then they can then be nominated in order to become a recipient on board the cruise ship. And the way you would nominate is, again, filling in your details and the details of the recipient, and also a 2 to 5 minute video saying why that person deserves to be on a cruise.
Okay, that sounds really good. Um, I guess going forward, because obviously the organization is kind of established, what is the vision that you have now on going forward with everything? Like, what would you like to see the outcome of everything?
So right now, my ultimate goal right now is to have 100,000 people on a cruise.
Nice.
And the way we will do that is be able to have cruises happening around the world. So right now, in the short term, we're looking at the cruise that's going to Alaska, a cruise that's the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. In about 2 years, we're actually looking at the possibility of chartering a ship. And within the next 12 months, we hopefully will be accredited in Australia as a not for profit. We do have a cruise booked for December of 26, going into January of 27. So there is a cruise down under, and we want to put a recipient on board that. So basically, my ultimate is 100,000 people on board a cruise ship that have never ever cruised in their life before.
Nice, very nice. And what a great opportunity, Helping Hands for Cruising is doing out there in the communities. And guys, it's not just people that this community isn't just for people that are cruisers. We want van lifers, we want homemakers, we want crafters, we want all different types of communities to be well aware of what is going on here happening with us. Um, we want to spread our wings, as you may say. And I think what Shaun and his board and the idea of what they're trying to do is we want to get as many people out there aware of Helping Hands for Cruising that we can. Um, and not just outside our current YouTube communities. We want to broaden our horizons and bring as many people on board this amazing opportunity that we can. Um,
Absolutely.
you know, what can a cruise participant or recipient expect on their cruise if they were going with us?
Oh my goodness, they can expect a life change. I mean, from the point of looking at somebody whose jaw hits the ground to, as in, never seen a cruise ship before, jumping on the cruise, experiencing life, changing the people around them that are on board with them. There's a bucket load of things. I mean, all the fun and the excitement of being with different people. I mean, you've experienced it with us, Crystal, especially the opportunity at, say, all the cruise ports, watching people like Kenny just open up. It,
Right,
I think they're going to have an absolutely amazing time, and of course, they do get affected by the bug.
right. And I see that Alana was saying in here too that it's all walks of life that we want, and I can. And somebody asked about how about photographers? Yeah, I agree. Everything, I
Joe, do
myself.
you want a job? I mean, no, it's an unpaid job, but do you want to you want to cruise? You want to come cruise with us? Bring your camera. We could use you.
Correct. And how how many obviously there's a board with and committees and things like that. How many board members do you have?
We currently have 10 board members.
10
Um,
board members.
yep, and I'll take my shoes and toes or my shoes and socks off, so I count the people on my toes as well. Yeah, no, there's 10. And each person has a particular role within the board. And I can tell you what, the board is working pretty hard right now, getting things planned for the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, which is coming up in, oh my goodness me, 300, no, yeah, 304 days. So time is short. Come and join us.
Yes, and that is our upcoming, well, there's actually 2 upcoming events coming. What is the very first upcoming event
So the
that you
first upcoming event that we got is the Ocean to Ocean group cruise, which is going from Seattle up through to Alaska. That's in 137 days, 20 hours and 40 minutes, but who's counting? And obviously, anybody and everybody is welcome to go on that one, provided they chat with Bruce and Bruce organizes them. It's going to be an amazing cruise. There's going to be a lovely young girl by the name of Gabby going to be on that cruise as our recipient. I know she's going to have an amazing time.
Yeah. And then what is our next one after that?
So the next one after that is the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. That's on the Encore, the Norwegian Encore. Actually, funnily enough, it's the same ship that's going to Alaska. The Encore is doing a Caribbean trip with us, going to Roatan, Grand Cayman, and also their private island. I can't remember which one it is. But at any rate, it's going to be full of rock and roll music. tributes to Pink Floyd and the Who. And I mean, if you're a music lover and you're associated anyway with having heard those bands, you need to get your buns on the cruise. There are going to be some unimportant things like who's going to beat me at the racetrack, who's actually going to witness me drinking a kern of out of my shoe, and a whole host of other things that are going to happen. So it's going to be amazing.
And not only that, I feel that they are supporting a great cause. We are a charity,
Mhm.
and we do have two recipients on board that cruise as well. And I can talk kind of firsthand from my very first Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. It was absolutely fantastic. The feeling when I walked away wasn't, I'm just on a cruise. I have family, and we'll go into more of that when it's my segment. Behind the mission.
Yep.
Um, how can one get involved?
Oh, it's easy. All you need to do is put in your interest. Either message myself or even Crystal or anybody on the board. Just jump onto the website, put your details in there, and say you're interested in helping out, and we'll certainly put you to work. You will be assisting us by going on a cruise and helping a recipient. You never know. You might get to do something important, like really important, like host a bar crawl or host a door decoration competition, or or even help the recipient by getting to their dinner or their lunch or spending time with them for the day. So all of these could be jobs that you could certainly help in, and we at the board would be extremely grateful for any assistance. But most of all, folks, cough up your dollars, and you'll see above Crystal's head is the QR code for you to make your donations. We don't mind if you donate one lump sum. We also don't mind if you go on a monthly donation spree or a weekly. All the money goes to a good thing. I can tell you right now, there is nobody taking a salary out of Helping Hands. So all the funds that we collect put people on cruise ships.
That is right. That is right. So, with that being with our QR code above me, how else, or let me say this, what are some of the fundraising events that we have coming up?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I
Um,
know this isn't your department. However, being the
mhm.
president, you should know a lot of things that go on in our
Well,
background.
I've got my finger in every pie. So um, So, first of all, we've got the two cruises coming up, and basically, one of them is just for the recipients. The second one, the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, is a fundraiser. So, when you guys book your cabin on the cruise, a portion of that is a tax deductible option, and that then allows for you to make your tax benefit. More importantly, we've got cruiseathons that we have coming up 3 times a year. We've just had one 2 weeks ago, and we raised just a little over $4,800 U.S., which is amazing. Um, Obviously, we'd love to make more, but at the end of the day, every cruiseathon brings in some funds, and that's the delightful part that we're excited for. Also, we are looking for sponsors. Anybody who wants to sponsor us in any way, whether it be giving us free T-shirts or giving us actual funds, we look forward to that. Other things that we're using for fundraisers are we're having we're planning a fest of some sort, and it is in the planning stages right now. But the intention is that we want the whole world to go to this one place for a 3 hour dinner and a dance, empty out their pockets, and figure out how they're going to get home.
I don't think it's quite like that,
Of
but
course not.
I mean, it's in the works, and he might have gave you a teaser of a spoiler, but stay tuned.
Yeah, no, that's going to be really great.
Right,
Um,
right, right. Go ahead, John.
Other things are we're really really looking forward to having some sponsors come with us on board. If you do sponsor us in any way, whether it be for the Rock and Roll Tribute or just in general, at the end of the day, on the website, your business is plastered all over the channels so that we can promote you and thank you for assisting us. Every dollar is important. And like I said, the goal is 100,000 people on board a cruise ship. To put
Yeah.
one person on board a cruise ship is just short of 4 grand, actually close to the 5 grand mark. So, I mean, by the time we take into account the cruise, the insurance, the hotel, the flights to the cruise, all that sort of stuff, we would really love to have you guys um, you know, donate something so that that helps us put people on board a cruise ship.
So I know we kind of talked about this a few times, and you have said multiple times, like how they can get in contact with us.
Yep.
I want you to say one more time where they can go, what different platforms we are on, and how they can be interactive with us on social medias and stuff like that. How can they reach us again?
Okay, so first up, we do have a website. It's www.helpinghands, the number 4, as shown up there, helpinghands4cruising.org. That's the website. We have a YouTube channel. Come and watch us. Just spend time watching us. And if you know of anybody, get them to sub onto the channel. If we can get 1,000 members on the channel and we've got our 4,000 watch hours, Helping Hands for Cruising on the channel is self sufficient. So we really want to build the membership on the channel. So we've got the channel, we've got the website, we've got Facebook page, also Helping Hands for Cruising. That's our Facebook page, and also I believe, because I haven't been that involved in it, I believe we've got a couple of other opportunities. I believe somebody's playing around with TikTok, and that'll happen. And also, I'm getting old because I've got a mental blank right now.
I know we talked about
Instagram.
maybe expanding on to the Instagram side of
Yeah,
things
that's right.
and
Instagram.
things like that. So there's a million and one ways that you guys can reach, be involved, know what there is going on out there. Um, and again, every week, starting from today moving forward, you guys are going to get the opportunity to learn more about behind the mission and the board members. And it might not always be at this time in the morning, it might be later on in the evening. And it's all going to be done right here on Helping Hands for Cruising. Um, we are going to interview each individual board member, and we're going to learn their passion, what is their drive, and what brought them to the Helping Hands for Cruising community. So, you know, going more into the Helping Hand side of things and what we do, um, Shaun, you and I have talked about this several times. I feel like our vision is to be as big, if not bigger, than St. Jude's, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it really truly means the world to all of us. And I think Joe just said we are 594 subs to go until we reach 1K here.
Yep.
And he also said that he is going to call you in the next couple of days.
Oh my goodness me, I'll be in trouble. No, I won't be. Joe's good.
Yeah. So, does anybody in the chat have anything to ask Shaun or would like to ask Shaun?
Joe, you have a good night, mate. Sleep well.
So, like you said, I heard you say that we got a couple cruise-a-thons going. I know we
Yeah.
have the 2 cruises. Um, did we talk about how they can get in touch with our TA?
Actually, no, we didn't. To get in touch with Bruce happens to be the TA for both the Alaska cruise and also the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. So the best thing to do is actually get in touch with Bruce. His email address is Bruce at ocean2ocean, the number two, so ocean, the number two, oceantravel.com. And tell him you want to jump on board the cruise. Now, anytime you go and book a cruise, um, Bruce will actually make a donation out of his commission to Helping Hands for Cruising for it. So I
Nice.
noticed that Ilana is there causing trouble, and she says
Mhm.
she has many questions that she could ask me. It, I'm a bit worried with that.
And I see Miss Najuma is here. Thanks, Miss Najuma, for joining us. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see some familiar faces come back in, and
Yep.
after being gone for a while. Um, so with our drive, with your vision, are you pleased at the moment of the community involvement and the way things are starting to turn out?
There's always room for improvement, but I'm incredibly proud to be associated with the board members that we've got on board. Or isn't that a pun? Board. Yeah, I'm incredibly proud of the board members we have. I know that they all work as hard as they possibly can, and we are starting to move in the right direction to achieve the dreams we want to achieve. And as a result, I can only imagine bigger and better things are coming along our way. Thanks to people like you and a few others.
Yeah. So, Shaun, now that you've talked a little bit about the board
Hmm.
itself, and I know as we keep going behind the mission and we introduce our board members, can you tell us like um, what are some of the key positions that we have on the board that people might not necessarily know when it comes to seeing board members and what our job duties do?
So there's a couple of important ones. Obviously, we've got our sponsorship and what's the other word? Sponsors and I'll call them partners, liaison person, and oh, that's you. Then we've also got another person who actually slogs her guts out, works really hard, and that's Michael Ann, who is our liaison for both the host and also the recipients who are on board the cruises. So they are incredibly important positions, and Michael Ann fills that extremely well. We've got Darian, whose job is to manage the social media, and well, he's doing amazing things with that as well. We've got our treasurer. He's the guy that everybody hates because he's making sure that all the money stays in the bank account and we can pay our bills. So I'm incredibly grateful to Chris for that position. I wouldn't want it for quids. The other one is Ross. Well, Ross is the basically the glue that holds all the American side of the board together, which is amazing. We've also got, who have I forgotten? Oh, yeah. We've also got an incredibly great events team, Stephen V, who are working hard to put events together. So, as an overall team, there's our board. You'll be hearing from a lot of us. The person who I have to say is the most important person in my life is the one who keeps me straight, the person who has the job of being my secretary, not only at home but at work and also within the board. And that, of course, is my wife Ilana. I can tell you now, I'm going to get whacked over the head with all the comments I'm making, but at the end of the day, she loves doing that anyway. So, having said that, everybody on the board has some huge roles to play and big shoes to fill. So,
You left one person out. He is your right hand person.
I did say Ross earlier on.
No, he sits underneath you. Not on your chair, not below the table that you're at.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
who sits to your right besides Ross?
Not Ricky Rocker.
I
Who've I
think
forgotten?
that I think this man does he's a silent worker with us. He does a lot of mysterious things and makes sure things go proper when you're not available.
I did forget this man, and how dare I? Yeah, of course, it is Dewey. Dewey is the vice president. Dewey actually assists Ross in keeping things straight. I kind of look at Ross. He doesn't sit under me. Let's put it this way. I kind of look at Dewey as if we imagine this was a country, and I was the president. He'd be, or rather, if I was the prime minister, he'd be the governor general or the president or the face, the head up there, who actually keeps his eye on things and keeps me straight. So yeah, there's
Correct.
no known I'd be under him, and he's awesome.
And when I can say this too because guys, I am part of the board. Um, Dewey is a very quiet, silent partner in all of this. We Dewey does things that a lot of us didn't know Dewey did, and it's nice. He's very well driven, very well focused. He loves this charity and he acts in the background so that it it's not that it's easy to forget what he does. It's just that Dewey gels very well with this organization.
Not only that, but if you don't see Dewey, that it's kind of like a good thing.
Correct. And if you do see Dewey, that means
Something's wrong.
hockey sticks are about to fall.
Correct. Correct. So
Like
unfortunately, they haven't been falling too much recently.
correct. And like Shaun, like Alana said, they are all important and do important necessary tasks
Yep,
that they do. And if it wasn't for all of them board members, HH4C would not be here today.
correct.
So, so we talked about hosting a cruise. We talked about recipients. We talked about how to get in touch with people. We talked about, your vision and what brought H4C. Shaun, let's go back to that very, very, very first inaugural cruise when you were in the midst of putting this cruise together. Tell me what you were feeling at that particular point in time.
Ooh, anxious, excited, because here was an opportunity we could open somebody's eyes, and it was a great deal of excitement for us because it was first time to the U.S. First time to meet all the creators. So we got to see each other face to face, which was amazing. And especially the meetup beforehand, getting to give everybody a hug was just incredible. Um, I needed two-step ladders to get to Dewey's neck, but hey, because he's like a tall man. Um, and some of the other members, like Donovan, that guy that you saw beforehand. Just meeting everybody on the cruise was just an amazing feeling. So we were nervous but excited and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And what was your feeling like? Let's take you back to that 80s night when we were all on the as you call it, the deek. um what were your feelings that night when it's towards our last night together as a group?
Uh, I was incredibly proud because we'd not only pulled off the cruise, we'd changed a life. We got to meet some incredible people and make some incredible friends. And it's very hard for me to say acquaintances, but we got to meet people that are lifelong friends. So really excited about it, and I was really very proud because it just pulled off a perfect cruise and just went well.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, from that perspective, taking away and really now that you've had time to think about it over the years, what is the most rememberable part that you have from that cruise that involved Kenny? I know there was a lot. Good morning, Boondocking with Boomer. Hello, Lance. How are you?
G'day,
Nice to see
Boomer.
you.
Um, how's Lance? Boomer, how's Lance? Um, the thing that really struck is stuck in my mind the most. Well, there were two things. One was one morning at breakfast, Kenny started laughing. And for 37 minutes, Kenny was laughing and brought everybody else to tears with laughter. It was incredible. As well as that, spending time with people who were in various disability circumstances, particularly meeting up with Jenna. Remember Jen? Remember Glenna?
Yes.
Yeah, meeting up with Glenna and her owner, and particularly the hamburger competition where Glenna cleared the floor. I mean, the fastest human could do 11 seconds. Glenna cleared a burger in 3 seconds.
Right,
She
right.
was the clear winner. I mean, that's those memories. Those memories were awesome.
Yeah, and I love what I brought Najuma's comment up here. I love what she said when she said the meetup, the inaugural cruise was awesome. As a supporter, I got to meet awesome creators. And and that's what it's all about, is um getting to meet them and getting to be involved and getting to, you know, be with each other and create those lifetime memories, not only as a creator or as an HH4C board member, but for those recipients as well. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
um, from from my perspective of things, like being able to watch their face light up like it was Christmas morning and seeing them thrive and enjoy and embrace everything, it's really magical,
Yeah,
and it really does something to not just you yourself, but it kind of hits you where your heart is a little bit,
Oh, absolutely.
you know?
Right
Um,
where it hurts, which is a
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, and it's not a bad hurt. It's an amazing, amazing hurt. So, let's see. We talked about that. We talked about this. Um, so when you come across and we get ready for these meetups and all of that, what is the one thing that you've learned from this very first inaugural cruise going into the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise that you might want to do a little different than what you did from the very first one?
Wow, that's a hard question. I probably want to attempt to be a little bit more reserved. I know that's hard to do, but I do. I just want to sit in the back and watch.
And watch it unfold before your
Yep.
eyes?
Yep.
Yeah, because the very first one, you were really, really involved.
I was managing it, I was running it and making sure everybody was on board. And
And this one is being, who is the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise being run by?
it's actually being put on by Ross from Orange Cone Vlogs.
Okay.
He's actually the primary focus on that one.
Okay.
So it's actually a cruise that I was quite content to have another Alaska cruise going on, that sort of thing. And then Ross said, "I'd like to do a rock and roll tribute cruise," and I went, "Okay." And then he started talking about 200 cabins booked, and I went, "Okay." And now it is what it is, which is it's an awesome thing. So we
So
just want more and more.
it's another big vision that, getting more recipients on board and then making it an orange cone vlogs and a helping hand for cruising combined smash up cruise, which is the biggest cruise of the year for helping hands for
Correct.
cruise.
Correct. I mean, Ross is pretty much making it a helping hands for cruising cruise. So he's just sort of sitting in the background and organizing stuff. I mean, the amount of time, energy, and effort he's gone into putting it on is huge. It is going to be one amazing cruise.
Yeah, and then from what we can say is there are going to be a lot of members from the board there,
Yep.
um, including myself, you, and Alana. I think Dewey said he was going to be there. Ross is obviously going to be there. What about our accountant? Is he coming?
Um, I believe Chris is thinking about it.
Okay.
I know that Bruce and his lovely wife, Cindy, are going to be on it.
Yeah, and he is our current TA.
Yep.
So
Um, and then we've got the bands are bringing on family members as well, and not only family members but supporters. And then we've got a couple of people from Canada coming on board with us, Mike and Rihanna. And it will be Mike and Rihanna's first cruise. So
nice,
that's going
very
to
nice.
be exciting. In fact, there's going to be a few people whose first cruise it is. But let's say the more we get on board that cruise, the better.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Sean's not wrong. Your very first cruise to your very 20th cruise, it's going to be magical. It's going to be
yeah,
something
absolutely.
to remember. You
Yep,
know, it whether it be from the band aspect to watching the recipients to just engaging with each other and making that friendship bond that can last a lifetime. You
correct.
know, and I can speak for experience with Sean. Um, I've known you for 4 years now. We were talking about this the other day.
Yep.
And you've seen me have some ups, you've seen me have some downs, and now you've seen me bounce it all back around and flourish and carry myself in a different light. And it's not just about the friendship that you and I have formed, it's about a family bond that I have with you and Ilana both. And I am forever grateful for that very first cruise and doing some behind the scenes things for Helping Hands for Cruising and really getting to know the two of you. You know, even though you live thousands of miles away from me, like I am forever grateful for everything like Helping Hands, yourself, and Ilana has done for myself and my family.
Well, thank you. The truth is, we couldn't do it without everybody else there. And as you say, there is a relationship between us, and as family. I mean, everybody on the board becomes family. Sorry, whether you
Right,
like it or not, you
right,
become
right,
family, right? Because that's just the way we are. So
right.
join the family. Help us put other people on board a cruise ship, and let's make their life a different life, and let's make a dream a reality.
That is correct. That is correct. So, with that being said, let's go back to our little commercial and we're going to pause for just a moment. Okay, guys?
I'll just bring that up.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? And floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
What an awesome piece of music. I got a little secret for you.
Go ahead.
You know FatMat, the guy who wrote that?
Yes.
He's coming with us on the cruise.
On the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise?
Yep.
Nice. I am stoked. So, you know, him and his wife both, behind the scenes, that's again a little blurb of what we seen just there. That's a friend, a partnership, helping out a charity and making people's dreams come true.
Yep.
You guys are going to hear that song now stuck in your head all day long. And it's a
Correct.
great song to hear. So, Shaun, I know we're coming up here on our hour. As we wrap up today's session of Behind the Mission, We want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us this morning. Your support and engagement means the world to us and to the mission for Helping Hands for Cruising. Together, making a dreams a reality and bringing the joy to those who need it most. A huge thank you to you, Shaun, our president and our founder of Helping Hands for Cruising, for sharing your story and your vision with us today. If you were inspired by what you heard, we encourage you guys as our followers to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Share our mission with others and consider supporting Helping Hands for Cruising in any way that you can. And you guys, get them people out there that you know and that would love to be a part of this. Send them to our Facebook page, send them to our YouTube tab. Let's get the people involved out there and let's get them people engaging in things. You don't have to just be a donator as a supporter. Your support can go in other ways by rather it being on that Facebook page, engaging in posts or sharing out the YouTube video or even being here participating. Get in the chat. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to talk. We don't judge here. It's a judgment-free zone with all of us. So,
Absolutely.
anything else you'd like to add?
Actually, not really. Just the fact that we look forward to having everybody join us on board the Rock and Roll Tribute. Those of you who are akin to, I would suggest, get onto the Alaska cruise. Please show your I was going to say respect, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Please show your intentions to help, and people will love you for it, and you will have amazing things happen. Just join us. Come and join us.
Yeah. So guys, until next time, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me the opportunity to air our very first episode of Behind the Mission. I want each and every one of you guys to stay safe, stay inspired, and keep believing in the power of kindness. And we will see you guys all out there on our very next segment, cruise. Wherever you see our faces, we will always be there with you every step of the way. And Shaun, thank you again for coming.
Pleasure. Take care, folks. Have a good night, good day, good whatever. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Come on. Jump across. Yeah. Wait. Just wait a minute. Come on, don't go funny on me now.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping